everybody, and thank you very much for the invitation to this very interesting subject on cultural heritage and innovation, and particularly with a flavor of digital transformation. I'm really honored to be here and share with you a couple of the work that we are doing. So, EU research and innovation policies and programs have in recent years put more emphasis on the role of digital in better sharing and better benefiting from Europe's extraordinary treasure of cultural heritage. This happens both in when digital is mainstreamed across research and innovation on cultural heritage, but also as a subject in its own right. And indeed, digital transformation is also helping to take a little bit the dust away from the concept of cultural heritage that may be out there from time to time. But before giving a couple of examples on what we're doing, I would just like to mention that we have put into place new orientations on research and innovation in cultural heritage lately. We now consider cultural heritage as a driver for sustainable development, for job creation, human well-being, and social inclusion. This places cultural heritage as a strategic resource that can help future society and economy, and not be a cost linked to the preservation of the past. And we see that as a very important element. This vision was actually suggested by an expert group that worked with us a couple of years ago, chaired by former MEP and former Commissioner for Research and Science, Philippe Busquin. So I'll show the report here, Getting Cultural Heritage to Work for Europe. And that has been, that philosophy put in here has actually been guiding our work in the last years. So research and innovation has indeed an important role to play in uncovering this potential of cultural heritage. And we have already in the framework program for research and innovation Horizon 2020 invested a large part of the budget, so for the first 4 years, more than 300 million euros in cultural heritage, and we will further put more than 200 million for the remaining years. The research carried out has many facets, and it helps not only to better protect and manage cultural heritage, but also to create new avenues for the future in terms of opportunities for businesses, creative and cultural industries. I'll illustrate this by a couple of examples of some of the more innovative projects that are running just now. And one of them is the so-called ROC project, which is a demonstration project that involves very many different stakeholders in many countries to actually develop solutions in the first projects for using cultural heritage for regeneration of cities. So the idea is that a number of cities, in the case of ROC, it's 3 cities, that actually work together to find solutions for their areas. And they do that by taking on board in the project a number of what we call role models or mentors. So in this case 7 cities where cultural heritage-led urban regeneration activities have been a success. So it's really a question of co-mentoring, co-developing solutions that are based on some principles learned from other places, but adapted to the particular area. And in these projects we have a lot of different stakeholders involved, so city authorities, but also companies, civil society, and very often digital tools are important in actually bringing the solutions to fruition. Now, for upcoming projects will deal with cultural heritage-led rural regeneration, and future projects will go into the details of looking at historic areas as hubs of entrepreneurship. We also have projects on linked to what MEP just said about reconstruction of areas that have been hit by natural or man-made disasters. I also like to mention a couple of new issues that have been launched, in particular in the context of the European Year of Cultural Heritage, and it is the community of innovators that we are going to launch. We will have a particular platform set up for that, and it will be formally launched in a fair of innovators that we are holding on the 15th and 16th of November this year in Brussels. So you're all heartily invited to take part in that. Now, coming to the more specific examples of digital projects that are really based on or focusing on digital aspects. A number of tools have been developed, but I will not mention them all, just give an idea of the breadth of types of project that we co-finance. So it can be linked to immersive games, augmented reality tools, virtual museums, social platforms, reuse of digital cultural heritage, or archives that are on cultural heritage that becomes accessible via digital means, automatic interpretation, 3D modeling technologies for reconstruction of historic cultural assets that we just heard, but also robots for excavation of underwater cultural heritage, as well as satellite use for example, through the Copernicus services for detecting cultural heritage via Earth observation. So a lot of breadth of activities that we would heartily invite the participants today to embark on, and I would really invite you to go to the participants portal, Horizon 2020, tap Digital Cultural Heritage, and you will see all the possibilities, opportunities that come up there. So I hope you will join us. Thank you. Thank you very much.